So in a later movie, I'll show you how to wrap it up in a script to make it more convenient and versatile. While bash refers to the whole interactive shell, most of the time we just issue single commands, ls, cd, rm, grep, and things like that. A bash script can contain many of these commands and often makes use of variables, arguments, and procedural flow control logic. Of course, you can enter these things line by line at the command prompt, but the whole point of having scripts is that you don't have to do that. Your script will start with an interpreter directive that's sometimes called a hashbang or shebang. That nickname comes from the first two characters of the line, a number or pound sign or hash sign, and an exclamation mark, which is sometimes called bang. That's followed by the path to the bash executable, and this can vary on different systems, but usually it'll be at bin bash. The hash or number sign is the comment signifier in bash. If you put it at the beginning of a line, the interpreter ignores the text on that line. Together with the exclamation mark and a path to the bash binary, the whole line tells the shell that this is a bash script and should be run as such. This is especially important when you mark your script as executable, which we'll take a look at in more detail later. After the first line, we get into the rest of the script. Bash can be picky about whitespace within expressions, but it doesn't mind whitespace in indentations and between lines. So now we're ready to create a script. Frequently, if you're creating or editing a bash script, you'll be doing so in a terminal window. I'm using the nano editor here on my system, and I'll create a file by typing nano my.sh. The .sh on the end signifies that it's a shell script, and of course we'll want to put the shebang line in first. Next, I'll add a comment to describe what the script does. It's a good practice to document things as you write them, so you're not faced with coming back months or years later and trying to figure out what a script is for. At this point, we're ready to write something that does something, and as it turns out, we already know a whole bunch of bash commands. Let's just use a basic one for now. That's just the command to list the current directory, so we know what to expect out of the script. I'll save the file with Ctrl-O, and then exit, which is Ctrl-X. Back at the command line, if I type ls, I can see that I've got the script here. But I can't just type the name of the script to run it. I have to use an interpreter for that. So I can type bash my.sh. And we see the contents of this folder, just like we'd expect. But most of the time, you won't want to type out bash in front of your script.